Hi guys, and a very warm welcome back to my channel for a look at brand new mask sticker kit. Just before that though, I just wanted to show you some of the illustrations for one of my older kits actually. I'd only had a small number of them and sort of perhaps predictably sold out, so I've had a reprint of this one done, and it is for the iconic bird, the great bird of the galaxy, Switchblade. I mean, it's just an awesome thing, isn't it? We all love Switchblade, so we're going to have a quick look at the stickers for that, and then I'm going to reveal the brand new kit. So I'm just going to bring the Switchblade stickers in. As in my last video, where we had a quick look at the Rhino ones, I've masked off the excess artwork. That's what the Switchblade kit looks like. It's a full A5. And they're full, again, with all my kits, there's full placement instructions on my website. So some of them you'll be familiar with. This is a redraw of the ones that just go inside under the sort of flaps. I'm just going to lift that off, mine's a bit loose here. I've added a few extra bits to that. Actually, let's zoom out a bit. So these actually are running lights, sort of non-interferent. They go on the back of the skids. Then you've got Miles' seat. These three little ones are for they go on his actual control panel in front of him in the cockpit. And then you've got these, which are orange. They go in the cockpit as well. There's a few new ones to go on this sort of these flat areas inside the cockpit here. You've got those which are sort of control little knapsacks with bits and bobs you can put stuff in. We're currently at about 800% magnification. These, I think, redraws of the ones that go on either side of Miles. Oh, I've got myself lost. Okay, that's just a little mask circular one I put in because I had room. Now, famously, this is the one really. It's obviously based on Switchblade's booster from the cartoon. It's sort of famously missing from the back of that, and that's an awesome addition to Switchblade there. I'm particularly pleased with that one. I made it as cartoon accurate as I could whilst trying to keep with the style of the original Kenner artwork. These two down here, again, they're just a bit of detail to go inside the cockpit, and there's a couple more down here. Miles always seems to have dastardly plans, so, and there's actually no reason why Venom, I've just dropped my Viper, no reason why Venom don't use guns. They do occasionally. You see guns getting used and stuff. So he's got some dastardly plans and a couple of semi-automatic pistols tucked in there just in case I don't know, Viper runs out of charge or whatever. I have dropped some guns into some of my other kits. Jack Hammer's got one, I think, in the driver's door pocket, and I think Outlaw's got gun racks on the side pods that sort of extend out. So this. Now, famously, or not famously, you'll look at your Switchblade and you'll think, oh, I didn't know that the Switchblade never came with, I call them tail feathers. These stickers are for this fin. I think they just should have been there in the first place, really, so I just saw the opportunity and sort of created them. So you'll get them in the Switchblade kit. Let's go down and have a quick look at some of these others. Now, these are all sort of ones that go underneath. These two go under here, and they are basically some of the sort of extra bits that we see Switchblade utilise in the cartoon and in the comics and stuff. This side is a sort of magnetic grappling iron on a winch, which we see, and then this one is the famous rope ladder, which seems to get used quite a lot. And then this one is there's a rope ladder. This is supposed to be sort of a tank that is used in the story Venice Menace, where they're spraying this stuff which solidifies the water of Venice in order for them to dig out the golden barge. And of course, Volcano and Shark and Matt save the day there. So that's sort of my interpretation of a sort of a spray tank for that stuff. I'm just going to move down to this one. Now, this one is the gravity weapon. It goes on the nose here, just in front of the missile, that is used to squash Firecracker in one of the early episodes of the cartoon. Okay, and down here you've got Venom. They were on an orange on the sort of standard kit. I didn't really like the bright orange on there. I thought it sort of spoiled the lines of the plane, so I've just put them on the blue. And this one is sort of large sort of cable tech one, and that goes under the rotor blades. Just covers up the screw holes. Just sort of makes it look a bit better when it's in helicopter mode. That one. Redraws of the original. They should fit better than the original stickers though, because they never did fit that well. Mine fit much better. Like all my stickers I remeasure. I look at the old ones for reference, but then I remeasure. And obviously I'm creating quite a lot of new ones, so I always start from scratch really. There, so that's a quick look at my Switchblade kit. So now we are going to look at a brand new sticker kit which I've just released. You may have seen it already, so let me find it. This is the first of 2 or 3 new ones. There it is, and it is for Razorback. Right, there it is. So obviously there you can't really tell much, it just looks like a big sort of black blotchy thing. So again I've masked off the excess artwork so we can have a quick look and run through what's on them. So these 2 large ones are redraws of the only stickers that Razorback came with actually. They both go onto the doors. They're a bit bigger than the originals. Ideally you want to be very carefully removing your Razorback doors in order to place them, and how you do that is in car mode, because if you transform it, then there's potential for them to snag. So warm it with your hands slightly and pop them off, and they will come off and you'll be able to replace those. And they're sharper, slightly brighter than the originals. So I just call them tech detail because they don't have any clear purpose, but they're very mask. So I've also done a new one there, and that goes on the back under the sort of flat area behind the driver's seat. So a quick word about Razorback then. Certainly one of the weirdest mask vehicles, certainly one of the most featured as well in the later part of the series. It's a sort of 1986-87 Thunderbird, Ford Thunderbird stock car. I always thought it was a Ford Escort because we didn't really have the Thunderbirds in the UK and it said Escort on it, but obviously it's a sort of Daytona stock car. I did ask around the community where they thought Brad might come from, and no one really sort of seemed to know. It's been sort of left deliberately vague, and the reason for that is if we look here, I've done it a rear reg plate. I'm going to zoom right in on that. There it is. That's what you're going to get, and obviously this Razorback is already wearing the Ultimate Upgrade stickers. So basically the reason I was trying to find out where Brad might come from is because I wanted to put a state plate on it. So in the end I chose Florida because it's home of Daytona and Volusia in particular. It's got a little Florida thing on it. That's a direct copy from a period 1987 Florida reg plate, obviously personalised for Brad. Also on this sticker, because it's all one big one, you've got rear lights, which I've always thought Razorback needed actually. Bit of a jip there actually. And on those lights you've got the Thunderbird Ford logo. Directly below it here, this is, in fact you can see it here, it's much easier just to show you on the toy. It's just a little optional spoiler, which I thought was just a cool, because I tend not to do really obvious external new details with the Ultimate Upgrades, because I just want to be respectful really. But I just thought that one was like cool. Like, it fits real nice. It's got the logos that appear elsewhere on the vehicle. I mean, you could always get one of my diorama decorators kits, which is a little kit I've got, which is loads of sponsor detail logos that I've sort of recreated as a result of doing all these mask toys. And you could pepperweight Razorback in those because it has sort of the white and the black. So yeah, that's the rear bumpers, rear spoiler. These are rear lights as well. They wrap around, which is why they look like a funny shape, but they are designed to wrap around there. And similarly, yeah, these two, these are rear indicators to go. So you've got a full sort of tail update for Razorback. Now it's certainly one of the weirdest mask vehicles in its transformation. It's just odd. We've got these sound blaster weapons that come out the side. Now in the cartoon they are circular turrets, so I wanted to try and emulate them. We're skipping the ones you really want to look at, I know, but we'll get to it. These, and they are just sort of hemispherical turret stickers, and they're designed to go under the guns, just to add a little bit more meat to that bit. So it's a subtle update. It's just some dark area. Obviously I had to cut a corner out of them to make room for the clip for the gun there, but that's what those are for. And finally, so yeah, these are, oh my god, that's the illustration, yeah, the vector graphics. So actually I can still change every single element, and that is a look at some of the line work that's sort of hidden under this masking I've added. Yeah, so I had a look at Ford Thunderbird suspension system and drew this, and there are 4 of them, clearly, and they go in the wheel arches, which I think are the coolest. They're some of the coolest stickers I've ever done, actually. I think they're really smart, and it assumes that Razorback has a more traditional suspension system built in that sort of forms part of the car when it's in its car mode. When it doesn't, you've just got these quite sort of horrible black empty areas, so I wanted to include some tech detail. 2 of them are flipped, so they go on the back. So on this, there's ones for each side anyway. The instructions, full placement instructions for this is on my website. Just a couple of quick facts about Razorback you may not be aware of. It is billed as a rescue tank. That is what it is supposed to be, and we see it used by Brad very adeptly to sort of pirouette around Scorpion. It climbs rocks, it does loads of cool stuff, but it is billed as a rescue tank. And there is room for a figure. I'm just going to grab Miles. Actually, let's get Bruce. There is room for a figure. You'll probably be aware of this. These are metal cutting lasers here, apparently. And there is room for a figure, presumably an injured figure that has been rescued, or perhaps his vehicle has been destroyed, in the back of there, and he will sit in there comfortably. Now, because it's a rescue tank, I've included... Okay, there. Can you see that? I'll move it down a little. Right, this one. This goes on the back of Brad's headrest. So because it's a rescue tank, there would be limited, hopefully, medical supplies for a mini sort of hospital system. This is what I've built into Razorback. So you've got a little drip there, although the colour's not quite right on there, the actual sticker is sort of purpley colour. Obviously you've got some controls, and you've got a life support system, and medical supplies includes anti-venom. That's a little cool fun sticker that goes on the back of the Razorback headrest. I should have tightened that. It's just sort of last minute while I'm making the video brainwave. Okay, there it is. So this one is the plant. Die-hard mask fans, who are fans of the show and fans even of the racing series, will, or sort of, yeah, series 3 I guess this would be, wouldn't it? There's a good episode, a very memorable episode of the cartoon. I think it's called Race Against Time. Don't hold me against that though. Don't hold me to that. And Brad is tasked, almost solo, of rescuing and transporting this plant, which has some sort of healing properties or whatever, back to across the desert. And he's got people like Lester hassling him on the way. And yeah, so I thought I'd add the plant into the Razorback sticker kit, and that goes also on in this sort of blank area on the back there, just in there, and I've made it in a little cubby hole where it will sit safe, because there's no point in me trying to make stickers for Razorback's cockpit. It's even more difficult to get to than Hurricanes. It's just a waste of time. So I thought I'd put the plant there in a little stash area where Brad can make sure it's kept safe on his quest to get it back. So that is very simply my Razorback Ultimate Upgrade sticker kit. I hope you like it. I hope some of you will choose to buy one for your collection. And yeah, that'll be on eBay. Full instructions on my website again. I'll put a link in the comments. So thank you very much for joining me on this video, and I hope very much to see you again soon. All the best.